Johnson hurt a lot of your feelings, and he is an extremist. It wasn't about.
Thanks, Queen Kim, the OG. That was a really good analysis. I like this series. I wanted to just check in on the part when you said that Dr. Umar is an extremist. I just wanted to correct that a little bit because being unapologetically African, and not only just for you to share that with your community, but also for African people to understand that being unapologetically African is not an extreme. Okay, it actually is who you are, and the reason why it's called extreme is because African people haven't been fully present, whole, and without restraint. So being fully unapologetically African and making decisions that are informed by what is best first for African people, because that has never been considered, even the condition that African people live in, is extreme. And that's where I think all the conversation and the narratives need to go, because white people can deal with the narrative that the experiences that African people that violates our human rights and our sovereignty are extreme. I can't even say the amount of adjectives that I need to say on this platform without getting blocked in order to sufficiently convey the conditions that are severe and extreme that encroach on the quality of life of African people. So to call Dr. Umar, who is a scholar and a very high-ranking resource for our community that helps to infuse, awaken, heal, and deal with decolonizing our African mind so that we as a community can elevate ourselves and be able to stand whole and stand to the table and negotiate. It is not until that happens that African people will fully be able to be themselves in this social landscape. The management, people having a white cultural experience, management being the people who have designed this space, did not consider the well-being or needs of African people. I'm not exactly certain because you just came up in my For You page when I saw this clip. So it was really good that I got a chance to see it. So this is not a judgment in terms of what your full landscape is. I'm not really sure if you using the language of Dr. Umar being an extremist was a criticism or a negative. It may not have been, but hopefully it wasn't, right? Because to be fully functional and reanimated as an African, and to be unapologetically African and allow that concept to those things to inform your what's next and how you live in the world, for African people is a necessity, because a lot of us are in such a grave degree of trauma and harm, and we need that type of infusion in order to be, to awaken. So we don't want to live under the rule, the dictatorship, the interference, the guidance of white-centered consciousness, the system, management, because as far as for the African, management is failing, 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 fail, 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 fail. People having a white culture experience who are guiding this circumstance, this social landscape, and from here all the way across the globe, are failing miserably when it comes to the report card as far as where African people stand. So being unapologetically African is what we need to heal.